HerStory. With HerStory, we like to look at issues that we think are affecting us as women or affecting our communities. And today we're so excited to have a guest join us to talk about the work that she is doing in her community. So today, I'm very pleased to welcome Ethel Brome-Mbaya to our table. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So, Ethel, you have a community school.
It's not strictly a community school. It's a private school, but it's a non-profit organization. The reason it's not community, it's on my private property, and I want to keep it as simple as possible.
But it's not profit.
No, it's
So
definitely non-profit.
How does it work?
It started, originally was just meant to be a small little reading program with one teacher. It's turned into a school of 134 students, 10 teachers, going from grade 1 right the way up to grade 8. And we plan to go up to grade 12 with our current grade 8s.
Give us a little background. When did this start and why?
So I registered the foundation in 2013. Saw the need. Literacy levels are quite poor here. I'm an avid reader, always have been since I was a child. When we came back to Zambia from the UK, tried to fit into a few schools, wasn't really working. Started to homeschool my girls. Some of my workers, farm workers, because we live on a farm obviously, started to join in the lessons. And the difference in reading ability was it was astounding. These kids are like 13, 14 years old, and they are writing beautifully, but they can't read what they've written. And the idea was that the kids that would come to us would continue to go to their regular school, since some go in the morning, some come in the afternoon. So the idea was they would come to us for 2 hours. The ones that go to school in the afternoon come to us in the morning, and vice versa, and carry on with their other lessons. Then the whole idea was we just help them learn how to read so they can cope with their workload. And it got to the point where Saturdays, kids were just turning up, wanting to learn. Parents bombarded me early 2014 and just said, right, we're not taking our kids back to their school. We've pulled them out. You've got to.
Wow.
So it was a scramble. I mean, the teacher I started with, Langiwe, was very instrumental in this school being what it is now, because she just kept reassuring me, saying, no, we can do it.
Right. Well,
we don't have the buildings, Langiwe. No, we do. No, those are chicken runs, Langiwe. No, madam, it's fine.
I think what, for me, is really jumping out about your story is that the community themselves were like, no, we want this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, it's kind of
absolutely.
like, we don't really care what you want to do.
Yeah, no,
we want
this.
We want it
We
today.
want it. Luckily, at the time, I've got a restaurant in the showgrounds. It was closed. I wasn't running it at the time. So I literally loaded it with what customers used to use, chairs and tables, and took them to the farm. And those were the first desks.
Did you have desks?
At least we call them desks loosely. Loosely. Yeah.
What is your school called?
It's called Tikela. It's named after my daughters, who were the inspiration, I suppose. Yeah, because the first students. My younger one is Tukia. Her name's Tukia, and the older one's Ndekela. So I just put their names together and called it Tikela.
And where do you get the funds to run the school?
Funds. We're still putting in a lot of our own personal money. Our teachers are volunteers. We're all volunteers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're volunteers.
So none of the teachers are on a salary?
They're not on a salary. They do have an allowance. They live on our property. Luckily, the farm I inherited from my parents. They bought it when I was 3 years old,
right.
Maybe even 2. And there's a lot of structures on there. So the teachers live there. They farm. The school runs up to 12:30 every day. So they've got, apart from Tuesday and Thursday, we have 2 full days. And the teachers can then go on and look for a little bit of cash to keep them going. But no, they're 100% committed volunteers.
So
what is the motivation? Because often when we see people volunteering for these sorts of things, for those who are out there looking for jobs that pay money, you kind of look at people that volunteer and think, there must be something in it for you. What is the motivation for you guys?
I think it's the change we see
Right.
in the children and in the parents.
Why does Ethel feel the need to give this back to her community?
They're farm workers' kids. They're maids' kids. My maids' kids are there. My
So
farm
coming from
workers'
low-income
kids,
families.
very low, no income families, multiple children.
Right.
So is your education free? There's no fees?
Their
or-
fee is 180 a term. So effectively,
Okay,
effectively it's free. I was advised not to make it 100% free.
No, it's true.
Yeah, so I tried to make it as low as possible.
Why not make it 100% free?
I was advised by someone who ran an organization such as this, who did it free, who said it's just you need to give them some sort of responsibility
Yeah,
and not have it completely free. And also we have costs.
Yeah.
We have costs. I mean, there's no way, as much as everybody's a volunteer, there's chalk to be bought, there's all sorts. I mean, we need a lot of stuff to keep the
How
school
do
going.
people help you?
How can we get involved?
How can somebody on the outside say, okay, I've seen this interview about this school, I want to try and help. How can we help you?
We have people who've come to the school and just taught. I've got a friend who's a rocket scientist, Zambian guy. He came and he kicked off the science projects
Wow, that
at
must
the
have been really
school.
exciting.
Yeah, he came and taught the kids about the environment. And I've just had an aunt's friend come from England who's a sculptor, very renowned sculptor, and she taught sculpting at our school. We had a fundraising event where she taught sculpting to kids from good, like, well-financed families, and
Right.
that money went
Right.
towards the school.
Do you think you're doing something different compared to other schools in terms of how you're teaching children? Are you doing it differently? How do
Definitely.
you guys teach?
We are using international teaching methods in the sense that we're not teaching in a rote, kids just sit there and listen and regurgitate what we say.
Yeah.
We expect the kids to get involved and speak, and also it's very activity led, our school, trying to do a lot of extracurricular activities. We really focus on literacy. Every day at 12 o'clock, doesn't matter what class you're in, it's reading time. So the younger kids have story time and the older kids read out loud. The afternoons, Tuesday and Thursday, are not new subjects. That's the time the grade 1s to 4 go home, and then the older kids stay and catch up. So the teachers that teach grade 1 to 4, they don't have their classes. So now the older kids can get split up even smaller.
Nice.
So the ones that
So
are
it's intense,
struggling,
intense.
yes.
So what's the average number in a
One-on-one.
classroom?
We don't go above 20.
Okay, very good. It's better than some big private schools.
No, we won't. It's difficult because you have parents begging to bring their kids to the school, and you have to turn them down.
So we almost have to wrap this up, but I do want to ask you, what do you hope to achieve? Like, what is your vision with the school and your students?
We want to achieve a group of confident individuals. The teachers their confidence has gone through the roof. They're doing a great job. We want to just build this school so it lasts for years and years and years and years and years and years, long after the lot of us are gone. And just keep it low fee. We don't want the fees to go up. That's what I keep getting told. Oh, you don't make any money, put the fees up. I don't expect to make money. This isn't a money maker for me.
Right.
This isn't about making money. It's impact.
Ethel, that is such an inspiring story.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for coming
Thank
and
you for
sharing your
inviting
story
me.
with us.
Yeah,
So
thank you. It's been such a
And
pleasure.
thank you for doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, keep at it.